Happy freaking Thanksgiving, all of you guys. If you celebrate it, I think most people in America probably do, but maybe you aren't from America and you're like, what in the obesity is going on over there? But we're back with another video today. Instead of a rebuild, I wanted to do something a little lighter because you're going to fill up on actual food. And I decided to add all of the players from these games today in the NFL onto the Lions and see if they would win a Super Bowl. Now, I have to admit, at first, I thought there was 4 games, or 2 games, 4 teams. Then I remember, I was like, oh yeah, there's 6. Then I was like, it's still alright. I'm going to add all the players to the team anyways. And then it became a 97 overall, basically a 99 overall. Things happened, okay? Now, before anyone gets crazy and there's going to be some, like, Seahawks fans like, I can't believe you didn't add Devin Witherspoon. You know, he's this guy now overall. Seahawks fans are already like, you didn't add Witherspoon? Okay, relax, okay? I added pretty much, like, what I would consider starters and, like, the best overall players at those positions, right? Like, I would consider basically 2 quarterbacks to be all that you need, but we got 3 here. Running back, you only need 3. I got about 5. You know, wide receiver, you only really need 6. Tight end, about 3. O-line, maybe 2 per position. Corner, 5 or 6. We already had 6, almost 7. So, relax if your favorite player is not on here or one of the players from your team's not on here. It's kind of crazy, though, is this season, I think it's all NFC teams playing in the Thanksgiving game, right? So, was that a good turkey sound? I don't know. But of course, the best quarterback for overall, at least, is going to be Dak Prescott. I had Geno Smith, but I needed to get down to 53, so kind of removed him. Goff's an 83 overall, so obviously he's going to be on there. And then Purdy's basically the most accurate, but with that throw power, he is a bit lower, and his awareness also does that. So Dak is the number 1, Goff at number 2, and then Brock Purdy at 3. I think it's pretty clear-cut why the Lions are the team we're being in this one. And that's obviously because, well, they've played the most games. But let's go to the running backs now. Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, and Pollard. I got to admit, though, Aaron Jones probably not going to stay in 88 overall for much longer. He's a very good back, but, you know, with that injury he had this year, he has struggled basically ever since that happened. But Christian McCaffrey obviously is a problem. Kenneth Walker is pretty damn good, and Pollard's obviously really good. But Christian McCaffrey is obviously kind of a step above the rest. Fullback is Juszczyk for sure. CeeDee Lamb, I didn't actually know he was cooking this hard. I knew he was playing like an elite receiver. I didn't know he was doing enough for EA to put him as a 95, though. My man's is cooking. Amon-Ra St. Brown is, in the 90s. Terry McLaurin's in the 90s. Brandon Ayuk is up there. Debo's up there. And DK Metcalf is number 6. Obviously, some other guys in there that we could have maybe put on, but not from the Packers, unfortunately. Is that the only team that doesn't have one from the games today? You have Cowboys, Lions, Commanders, Niners, Seahawks. Every single one of them, the highest Packer was like 78 at the position, which is an L. Tight end, not super strong, but number 1 is. Kittle is obviously very good. The rest, though, not a whole lot of depth, even though Laporta's killing it. Noah Fant, he's just here. All right, left tackle, Trent Williams, obviously. David Bakhtiari, basically not even an NFL player at this rate. And I gotta be honest, yes, it's super frustrating because, you know, as a Packers fan, you see a guy that, like, I'm not even, like, over-exaggerating, like, at least accolade-wise, would have retired a Hall of Famer, hands down. Absolutely no question about it. I don't care what anyone says. It's pretty obvious. Like, 2 All-Pros, and he's basically barely played over the last 3 seasons, which for his, like, age group is kind of your prime. You know, he would have easily been a Hall of Famer. So it's frustrating to, you know, see a guy that's injured, and it's easy to attack him for that. But in general, it does kind of make me mad seeing the tweet he posted about, like, basically kind of crapping on Matt LaFleur because of a releasing of one of the special teams players. And, you know, he's kind of doing the front office thing where it's like, no, the mistakes weren't the reason why he got released. Like, whether that's true or not, like, like, kind of know your place a little bit. Like, you're sitting bench, you're hurting the team more than anyone by being worth so much and not playing. Once again, it's not his fault, but at the same time, it's kind of like read the room a little bit, and yet you're being worse than nothing because you're contradicting the team, you're splitting the team up. I just don't get it, dude. Maybe I'm the wrong one, but, like, especially if you've been injured for so long, and you're like, you're taking shots at the coach? Like, really? Even if we all agree and we feel like the coaching staff needs to go. Okay, I'm done. But, of course, Tyron Smith is going to be playing left guard because he's super athletic. Frank Ragnow is going to be the center. Zach Martin at right guard, obviously 99 overall. Right tackle is Sewell, 90 overall. The Lions have a team. They got a team now. And you can tell I'm getting a little down with the sickness. I'm not going to do a song for that. Micah Parsons, 98 overall, just super beastly. DeMarcus Lawrence is killing it. Chase Young at left end. Nick Bosa at right end. And then Aiden Hutchinson, who's having a really good year at right end as well. But the backup, DT is not super strong, but Kenny Clark goes up 3 overalls from DN to DT, so it's going to be Jonathan Allen, him, and Hargrave. Left out is Rashawn Gary, even though he's not really coverage, but based on like actual linebacker positions, he's technically one of the highest overalls. Leighton Vander Esch at number 2. Fred Warner, obviously, at number 1. Quay Walker at 2. Right outside linebackers, Greenlaw and Brooks. Cornerbacks, this is why I had to release Witherspoon. There is a lot of cornerback talent on this group of, 6 teams. And then free safety's pretty good. Strong safety, Hufanga. Kicker, Aubrey. And then punter, Wisnowski. Okay, so of course we're kind of like 7-0, but look at the trade offers. 6 trade offers. That is a lot. That is a lot. And the team did go 17-0. I mean, don't really know why I would have a horse in this race. If anything, the horse would be that we would struggle a little bit and barely win. Because I think going into this, seeing a 97 overall, you're kind of thinking this team has a pretty good chance to win it all, right? We have built some really good teams. I would imagine, just off the top of my head, non-fantasy draft rebuilds even, which, speaking of, probably will have one on Saturday. Texans franchise tomorrow with maybe Spider-Man later today, actually. But, Texans franchise tomorrow, and then the next day would be probably Bears franchise, Texans franchise, and then that fantasy draft rebuild. But even non-fantasy draft rebuilds built a couple of 94, 95 overall teams. I would imagine this year, I know we've gotten in the 90s several times, but Dak Prescott, 4,700 yards, 45 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 74% completion percentage. I kind of wonder where that ranks, but pretty good, passer rating, a lot of touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey killed it. CeeDee Lamb was great. Kittle was really good. Terry McLaurin and Amon-Ra St. Brown were a little disappointing, but I mean, too many cooks, right? Just too many cooks. Trent Williams, I would love to see what the numbers are, but he's probably not allowed even that in the last 3 years, let alone in one singular season. Edge, you got 21.5. Respecting each other's numbers. I love to see it. Very even across, and obviously Allen was pretty good, and then the rest we don't talk about. A couple of interceptions, totals that are high. 5 for Warner, 4 for Greenlaw, 4 for Alexander, and then we have kicking. We don't talk about that. Wisnowski was pretty good on the punting. Pollard with a kick return touchdown. So there's some numbers for you. As far as offensive yardage goes, number 1, let's go into this. By how much, though? Yeah, by not much, though. Like, really? The Chiefs are that close to this squad. Of course, we did score the most, in fairness. Yards, we allowed less as well, or the least, I should say. Number 1 for rushing defense. Obviously, yards or touchdowns and points allowed, definitely the lowest by quite a bit. Sack totals number 1 by quite a bit. Fumbles number 2. Interceptions number 5. It's kind of really the only numbers I want to see. Let's take a look at awards. Did we win any? We did not. Dak was at number 4. McCaffrey was at number 9, which I will say non-edge or quarterback is, kind of rare. But let's take a look. CeeDee Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year. Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year award. Could have had a JSN. I had him on, and then I released him because we didn't have enough time. Or we maybe traded him back. Actually, I think I did release him, and he just came back to the Seahawks, which is kind of crazy. But, yeah, Dak, best quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, best running back. CeeDee Lamb, best wide receiver. Tyron Smith, best O-line. Nick Bosa, best D-line. Linebacker goes to Preston Smith, which is a little surprising because he's a pass rusher. Well, it's not surprising because he's a pass rusher, but I guess, I don't know, he's not the best pass rusher. Fred Warner at number 7 is pretty low. DB at 7, and then kicker not on the list. But in the playoffs is this team. Now, I'm not going to watch the whole playoffs, but I do kind of want to, see how good the offense is on all Madden. Also, I think I have my slider set, so I can just change the sliders and, we can have the ones we would normally have on Texans franchise just like that. Wait, there was a really crazy number here. Unless it was 81. I thought I see 91, though. Nope, it was 81. That's going to sound like freaking filler. All right, I probably won't play more than one snap, but I am a little curious. The numbers are probably going to be all over the place. I apologize. There's just it's just not worth the time to try and fix numbers, and there was probably some intersecting, and I gotta say, he actually had a lot of time to throw, considering the Giants' O-line is definitely not the best, and, I mean, the coverage was good, I suppose. All right, we're gonna run the random play. Usually I don't get to get this shot deep. It's definitely some numbers that are not proper. Dak Prescott, a little bit of a wind-up. Bro? Are you okay? Even our players in the Texans franchise don't drop those. What is that? Does he have drops open pass straight? Wow, what a terrible throw. What is this? Is our Texans franchise team that good? I am genuinely confused. Or maybe the sliders are different because this is a franchise started with those sliders. I don't know. I gotta say, though, Dak is not my favorite quarterback with, like, release-wise. I mean, okay, CeeDee Lamb catches that one, which is, I mean, at this point, kind of a shocker. Playing him inside is kind of busted, but obviously it's now St. Brown. Did they actually cover this deep? They actually covered it deeper than I thought, and in behind, that would have been tough. Yeah, I'm going to be done. This is not for me. This team is looking really bad. I don't know how. They just are. And we'll find out if we win, and I'll probably just sim the rest regularly, but since we're already in here, we'll slow sim. I guess to be fair, I say the rest as if like we're guaranteed to win. I just kind of assume because we're undefeated, but I suppose the Giants are kind of giving us a run, and yeah, I mean, it's not over, and they do lose, but I mean, we barely won that game. Don't know if they went for 2 or they just failed the extra point, but Dak was, wait, he missed 3 throws with me, but only 1 after that. That's kind of crazy. Obviously, their guy was pretty similar in fairness. Let's take a look at the sacks. They actually outperformed us, kind of. I had Odigizua as well, and you can see I released him because we kind of ran out of players needed. You know, roster just already filled out. All right, the conference championship round. Let's see if we win. Who's it against? Obviously, some of the teams are going to be a little weaker as well. You know, like there's no Cowboys killing it. There's no Niners killing it probably. Win over the Eagles, and then I guess we'll go into this one just because we have a chance to see the Super Bowl ceremony. Undefeated team as well. But it's not guaranteed. The Giants, of all teams, almost won. They lost by 8. Obviously, I kind of played a factor in that, but I mean, seemingly they didn't throw another one incompletion for the rest of the game, so God, those numbers are disgusting. They're just so gross. But let's go on and see if this team is an undefeated team. Does Thanksgiving win? Does Turkey win or does Turkey lose? Gotta say, the Ravens are proving themselves to be maybe the ultimate bird. 10-all, 17-10, 13-17. I mean, this is a closer game than it really should be. And ultimately, the roster will come through. And Turkey Day team absolutely wins it. What a disaster of a video. But once again, this is not supposed to be the highlight of anyone's day. And you guys are in the comment section saying, do not worry, there is no risk of this happening. And Uncle Larry may throw up on all of your food. It doesn't matter. It will still be, I guess it's a memory, so it's even like higher up on the the spectrum, if you will. But looking at this turkey trophy, obviously you could see the resemblance of a turkey. It is not the Lombardi. It is the Turkey Bowl trophy. I was going to make some sort of pun name, and I quit while I was just ahead, which is just the decision, maybe the best of all time, as Turkey team is Super Bowl champion, and that's enough for me. That's all I need to see. We'll probably take a quick glance at the team, but then just hop right out of here. Dak was crap. McCaffrey was okay, but yeah, this team played like garbage. I mean, this really proves how hard it is to win a rebuild Super Bowl. Like, you know, it's just, this team was 99 overall, while, you know, in a normal rebuild, the highest overall is like 89, right? But if you get to this, like, somehow, someway you build a legit 99 overall roster, you will not have teams that are maxed at 89. They're going to be a lot higher than that. And a lot of teams are going to be in the 90s, right? So, I mean, it's even harder in a regular rebuild, and yet we still barely won. You know, the Ravens kept it within 1, just like the Giants did. I don't remember who was, you know, what dev across the board, but I think everyone was the dev they are right here. So, nothing new on offense, I don't think. And then defensively, Greenlaw might have been star, but outside of that, everyone was the same dev, so nothing crazy there. And like I said, nothing crazy today. Maybe Spider-Man later today on the second channel. Tomorrow, like I said, Texans franchise. So either today or tomorrow for the old Spider-Man. And that's pretty much it for this one. If you guys have any other kind of videos you like to see this, I know some people, post like combination type videos. I used to do, quite a bit of like combining different players and doing like the best speed, the best strength, whatever type teams. But let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you have a suggestion I haven't thought of. And that's about it. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really do appreciate continued support on the channel, especially on the day that it is, unless you're watching the day after. I hate you then, right? No, either way, appreciate you watching, no matter when you're watching this. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, and then if Spider-Man's up later today or tomorrow, second channel PK Plays. That's about it. Hope you guys come back for next video. Hopefully you enjoy your day, enjoy some ball of foot, some food, and don't have a heart attack. Try to, at least. I mean, it's tempting. But until then, see ya!